Good morning, everybody. Just want to remind you what you're doing today with your writing on slavery and doing an analysis and discussion. We've been learning about what was life like for an American slave in the early and middle 1800s here in America. Last week, we worked on the Middle Passage, how slaves came to America from Africa, and the horribleness of that journey across the Atlantic. And of course, getting here, realizing, well, your life is not going to get a terrible lot better. On Friday for distance learners and Monday Friday and Monday for everybody, we worked on what life is like here in America for slaves. What kind of work are slaves doing? What's their housing arrangement like? Family relationships, food, things like this. On Tuesday, we spent some time with resistance to the slavery issues. Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, Nat Turner. Some of you, if you were at home yesterday, read an article about Trayvon Martin and Black Lives Matter movement. So today, you're finishing up our work with slavery by completing what essentially is your test on this section of study. We don't do multiple choice kind of tests very often in American Cultures class. We're having people do writing. And so let me remind you of what you're doing. So here's the Slavery in America paper. You get to this, of course, through Canvas, like you have done to get to our other work in Canvas. And so what we're doing is, at least 3 paragraphs, at least 3 sentences each. You want to describe in your own words what you've learned about slavery in America in your lessons this week, some online, some in class. Keep in mind, you don't get credit for copying and pasting off somebody's website. It's pretty obvious when you do that, so be sure you stay away from that mistake. And your writing should prove that you have learned something new. When you write and you say, oh, slavery's terrible, and I don't like it, and it was bad, and we shouldn't have done it. Okay, that's true, but you knew that before you came to American Cultures class. So what you're proving to me today is that you've learned something new about some of the circumstances of slavery, the people, the names, the work, the punishments, the whatever it is that we've done. So first paragraph, you're writing about how slaves were captured in Africa and brought to the Americas by the Middle Passage. Second paragraph, describing where slavery existed in America. We all looked at a map about that in Canvas. What type of work slaves did, information about punishments that slaves might receive. Many of you read something about Frederick Douglass or heard about Frederick Douglass anyway through video. You know what some of those circumstances are. You want to describe in the third paragraph how slaves rebelled against slavery and how people or organizations helped slaves escape to freedom. So make sure you do this really well. This is your test on this section of study. And you want to make sure that you prove to me that you've learned something new. So I should be seeing or reading some things that indicate what we've learned through either documents we've had in class or articles or videos or things we've done online. All right, have a really great day. Be sure to submit your work when you're finished. You want to make sure that gets to me, because if it's not submitted, well, I can't see it. And so then I think you didn't do it. So be careful to be sure you submit. All right, have a good day.